Hi guys, this is books that I would consider to be a 10 out of 10. In my personal and humble opinion. I just saw Brit do this video, so I will tag her and you should go watch her video as well. Okay, so starting off very strong, probably one of my all-time favourite books, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I love this book so much that I'm scared to read the second one. I haven't even finished the series, I've only read the first book and I already know it's my favourite series even though I've read one, but I'm scared to read the second one. I own it and I read this last year and I think I might reread it and then read the second one. But this book is just amazing. It's fantasy with like Chinese mythology and sticking with fantasy, my all-time favourite fantasy romance book, you guessed it, Little Fire. I did not stop talking about this book last year because it was just the most amazing fantasy romance book I have ever read in my whole entire life. This whole series is a 10 out of 10. It's still ongoing. There's only 2 books and a novella out and there'll be a 3rd book out in November. I can't wait. Holly, I will read anything you write. Anything you write. And then next is Circe by Madeline Miller. Dare I say it's better than The Song of Achilles? Well, it obviously is because I've included it in this video, but I think this is so much better than The Song of Achilles. Vicious by V.E. Schwab, completely different to Addie LaRue, and I think the writing is very different to Addie LaRue. I read this first and incredible. I loved it. The vibe was just immaculate. Very dark academia, so if you're looking for some autumn books, read this duology. And if you like morally grey characters, this book is for you. And then going on to one of my favourite books I read this year. You probably guessed it again, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I do not stop talking about this book. I loved it. Like, it's so good. It's a contemporary about a couple, Cleo and Frank. Cleo is 20 years younger than Frank. They get married very, very quickly. Set in New York. Messy, anti-romance. Perfect. And then Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This was my first ever romance book that I read a couple years ago. And I haven't really read anything like it since. Like, nothing is as good as this. And so that's why it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Now this last one, a lot of you will disagree with me. But I do not care. We were liars. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't care what you think. This is it for me. That was part 1. If you want a part 2, please let me know. I'm sure I have more.